Live straight across to the BCCI press conference, the Indian team's coach will be announced today.
Address you.
Hello, can you hear?
This mic. Oh, you come here.
Hello.
Come this way. Come shift a little. Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, I whatever I say, I take Laxman into confidence and Sachin into confidence. It's a decision we all three have taken that we've interviewed all the prospective candidates except Phil Simmons, who's not been available today for interview. And what we have decided is that we will hold on for the time being for the announcement of the coach. We need a few more days and talk to a few more people, especially the captain, and then make an announcement, because we feel that there is no hurry at the moment, and there's a Sri Lankan tour coming in a week's time, and the board headed by Amitabh ji and Rahul and the other concerned people, Vinod ji, Anirudh, the board will probably continue with the same set for the time being. We want to speak to Virat Kohli once he's back from America, all three of us along with the respective people concerned. We will explain to him that the coaches want to function a certain way and make sure that everybody is on the same page before we make the announcement, because once we make this announcement, it has to be till the World Cup, and to be honest, what we've heard from the coaches today is nothing different from what we've heard last year and the way things have gone. They've been outstanding, and especially some of the names which you've been discussing about. We were pleasantly surprised and happy that when we heard about the reading of how they want to go about the job. So from that point of view, we'll have everybody on the same page and take a call in due course of time. Thank you. Any questions? We are more than happy to answer. Laxman, take one.
The five were Lalchand Rajput, Sehwag, and then Richard Pybus, Ravi Shastri, and Tom Moody.
आने वाले कितने दिनों में एक्सपेक्टेड है? 2-3 दिन या एक दिन रहेगा आपका श्रीलंका टूर के लिए टीम को जाना है?
देखिए, हमारा कोई जल्दी नहीं है, और हम सिर्फ श्रीलंका टूर को नहीं देख रहे, क्योंकि श्रीलंका लंबा टूर है. हमारे लिए जो चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है इज दैट all of them concerned, because we are not going to play. Amitabh ji is not going to play, Rahul is not going to play. It's the coach, the players, the captain, and we are a part of that system. So we want to make sure that everybody is in synchronization of the way forward, and then Indian cricket goes forward, because we shouldn't be seeing again 6 months down the line doing something differently. So I thought the presentations were outstanding. Exactly what coaches would want to do in the system, because we've played the game and we've been under different coaches. They have all their different ways of operation, but the crux of the matter doesn't change. So that's why we feel Virat, who we respect so much, is an important cog of this system. I was captain. Laxman was probably one of the best in the world. So we understand where it goes, and we will take a call which is the best way forward. I wouldn't say right, because nobody knows what is right or wrong. The best way forward for the team and the boys, because ultimately they are going to play and they are going to give results to the country. That's what's most important for us.
Will you be able to conclude this process before the start of the Sri Lanka tour?
Process is concluded. Process is concluded, and as I said, we need to speak to the people who will matter. People who will take it away from us, because our job finishes and their job starts, which is more important than our job. So that's the way we look at it, and that's the way we are going to address it. No, it's done and completed, and it's what is key at the moment is how we are going to go forward. That's important. Yeah, that was on a different aspect. And that chapter is shut. And this is a new one which we are going to start. You got to give credit to Virat that he's just completely stayed out of it. He has no inputs. He's not sent any names. But we feel as an advisory committee that he's the captain. which is the most important thing in cricket. He and every one of us needs to be on the same page, because for us, Indian cricket is more important. And as you know, we are just a small bit. The main bit is the players who are going to play and the coach.
Were you on the same page when Anil was appointed?
Yes, we were. Even then, Virat wasn't discussed.
You say some of the process is concluded. The CAC out of the picture now, it will be the board which will take it forward.
CAC will go out of the picture once Virat and the coach and respective members of the board sit, and then the board takes over. Am I correct?
Coach.
Yeah, we will make them understand. Coach means that what they have said. We've noted everything, the style of functioning, and then we decide on who we coach.
Sourav, essentially when you say that there needs to be an inclusive approach here, it's essentially that Virat's, Virat's view needs to be taken into consideration.
No, I wouldn't say it that way. Virat needs to understand how the coaches will also operate. That's the best way forward, we think.
It's more than the candidate, it is the system that needs to be decided.
Absolutely, and it has to be decided one and for all, because everybody will be different. Everybody will be different, and everybody wants the good of the team. Whether Virat, whether Anil, whether the five people who are interviewed today, all of us sitting here, we want the best possible thing from our side for Indian cricket. And I think the best possible thing we feel is that everybody is on the same page, they synchronize the way forward and proceed, and we go out of the picture.
So in your minds, more or less, you all have figured out who the candidate is. It's just that...
No, we haven't. We've just listened to all of them. And what we say here is honest, and nothing changes from it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right, there you had a word from the Cricket Advisory Committee. We were expecting a final decision on who will be the coach for the Indian cricket team, but that has been delayed. The procedure, as we heard from Sourav Ganguly, VVS Laxman over there, who are members of the CAC, they said that the due procedure is complete, but a final decision can be only arrived at once Virat Kohli returns from America, where he is right now. And to make sure, that's the crux of the matter, to make sure that everybody is on the same page after the controversy that we saw with the previous coach Anil Kumble, with the Indian captain Virat Kohli. The CAC doesn't want a repeat of that. So Digvijay Singh there, WION sports editor, is live with us to put things into perspective. Digvijay, we don't have a decision. We're still waiting for a final call. What do you make of this?
Well, rather interesting, especially to hear Sourav Ganguly speak and explain the decisions in what he says and on behalf of the Cricket Advisory Committee as to why they did not name a coach today. Remember, initially Sourav Ganguly this morning had said that they will announce a coach today. But what he said is very important. He said that we've gone through all the presentations, all the five who presented their case today, that is Virender Sehwag, Tom Moody, Richard Pybus, Ravi Shastri and Lalchand Rajput. They were effectively very good presentations. He's saying, but from now on, we need to go and check with Virat Kohli, because the coaches have made it clear that there is a certain way they want to go ahead and approach this job. Will Virat Kohli be agreeable with that? I think the Cricket Advisory Committee is playing it extremely safe. They've seen what happened with Virat Kohli and Anil Kumble. Remember, the same three-member panel, Tendulkar, Laxman and Ganguly, chose Anil Kumble last time, and that relationship with Virat Kohli did not pan out. So what Sourav Ganguly has done is he's effectively put the ball back in Virat Kohli's court and said, okay, these are the five we've spoken to. These are the names we are going to discuss with you. You come up with who you want as coach. I think what we're now seeing is that the Cricket Advisory Committee very categorical that if Virat Kohli wants a certain coach, he's going to get it.
So for now, it's status quo as far as the Sri Lanka tour. That much we get. But is it a procedure? Is it due procedure for the captain to give a green light to who will be the next coach? Because we've seen a lot of tension with the previous coach Anil Kumble. Of course, the CAC is very cautious. They don't want a repeat of that. Is this how things work? Even previously, to take the green light from the Indian captain.
Well, I'm not sure it's happened in the past. I remember when Craig Chappell was coach, at that point of time, Sourav Ganguly himself was one of the first to recommend his name. Even earlier when you had John Wright coming in, the senior team at that point had their views which were presented to the board. That included Tendulkar, Ganguly, Laxman and also Anil Kumble. They went and told the board in those days that we want a foreign coach. Remember, this was a point of time when Kapil Dev was coach of India. They said for Indian cricket to move forward, we need a certain foreign coach. But this is for the first time I'm actually hearing that officially that Virat Kohli will be apprised of what the coaches want and is he okay to work with them as well. So Sana, I'm actually going to take Shishir Hattangadi on the phone line, former Mumbai captain. Shishir, you must have heard what Sourav Ganguly had to say. He said, our job is over. We've interviewed the coaches, but we're now going to go and consult with Virat Kohli and tell him, this is what we've heard from the coaches. Are you okay working with any one of them?
Well, it's very evident from the way you posed the question that, I think it's not about consulting him and telling him. It's consulting him and getting his okay on what they've decided. It's evident from the press conference that the three men who have decided on the coach are obviously very clear that they would like Virat to okay their selection or their appointment. And that would be very important. It gives a lot of importance to the captain and his opinion on who the coach should be.
Is that a good precedent, though? We've always had, Shishir, in Indian cricket. You've had the coach, whenever a coach has been appointed, obviously the top players and the captain are consulted. But this is the first time we're actually hearing that the entire process is handed over to him now. He gets to pick who he wants to work with till the 2019 World Cup.
Yes, I think in the past it was more muted and reticent in a sense the whole process. But obviously the senior players and the captain had a huge say in the coach. Now it's become more blatant and obvious that the captain has a much bigger say. I mean, the thing is, the say was always there, but it was muted in the past. Now it's obviously come to the forefront and. It is evident that, if two people are going to work together to take Indian cricket forward, they must get along and the captain must have a say in his appointment, whoever it be. And that makes it more evident now that Ravi Shastri becomes a forerunner for this post because they've already heard that Virat is very happy and had recommended his name in the past too. So I think it's only a matter of time that we know Ravi Shastri will be the India coach.
Yes, you're saying we're going to wait for Sourav Ganguly and his committee to say it, Shishir. But the question, the larger question which I want to pose here is that, yes, you have appointed a cricket advisory committee. It's not Digvijay Singh Deo and Shishir Hattangadi. It's three of the greatest players this country has produced. The reason you didn't have Rahul Dravid in it is because he's already coach of the India under-19 and India 18. If these three people also have to go back, legends, all of them, not just in their own right, but legends of world cricket, if they have to go back and consult the captain, why have a cricket advisory committee in the first place?
A very valid point. Why have it? Having it in the past and see what happened. They went by a choice that they thought was the best man to do the job in Anil Kumble. Somehow it didn't work. I think they also realized that it's not about how legendary into inverted commas you are as a cricketer that decides how precise you can be in picking a position or picking a player or picking a candidate for a position as important as the Indian coach. It's also about how well can he work with the captain, whoever the captain is. So yes,
also, do you get a feeling? Also, you get a feeling, Shishir, that Ganguly, the master of mind games, has actually wriggled out of this one. There was a lot of talk. Will Sourav Ganguly, in fact, green light the appointment of someone like a Ravi Shastri as coach, considering what happened last time? They had a public spat which went on and on and on. And Sourav Ganguly, in a sense, deflecting that and saying, okay, this is it. We've spoken to these five. Virat Kohli, it's your choice to make. It's not ours.
Yes, in a sense, the cricketer has taken over. The cricketer and Sourav Ganguly probably realizing that, albeit, although they tried their best to, to get the best man for the job, sometimes, the best man for the job doesn't work out in terms of harmony and taking Indian cricket forward. And there could be hundreds of reasons, but the fact is that today's generation, and you stated it very rightly, that, the precedent has been set. I mean, whether we look the other way or we look into the face of the precedent, the fact is the captain has a huge say, and that is a changing trend of Indian cricket now. And the fact that Sourav Ganguly may have taken a backseat and said, okay, let's go with what the captain wants. At least he becomes accountable for whatever happens in the next 2 years, and the coach does. So I think in a sense it's best for Indian cricket to go with what the captain wants, because at least we know where to hold a gun in case things go wrong.
Yes, very clearly. The Cricket Advisory Committee making it pretty abundantly clear that whatever happens from now on, it's going to be Virat Kohli's call. Shishir, before I get back to you, let's listen in to what Sourav Ganguly, who is a member of the Cricket Advisory Committee, what he had to say just a short while back at the BCCI headquarters in Mumbai.
Decision we all three have taken that we've interviewed all the prospective candidates except Phil Simmons, who's not been available today for interview, and what we have decided is that we will hold on for the time being for the announcement of the coach. We need a few more days and talk to a few more people, especially the captain, and then make an announcement, because we feel that there is no hurry at the moment, and there's a Sri Lankan tour coming in a week's time, and the board headed by Amitabh ji and Rahul and the other concerned people, Vinod ji, Anirudh, the board will probably continue with the same set for the time being. We want to speak to Virat Kohli once he's back from America, all three of us along with the respective people concerned. We will explain to him that the coaches want to function a certain way and make sure that everybody is on the same page before we make the announcement.
Shishir Hatangadi, just that last bit intrigued me. You know, he said that we're going to talk to Virat Kohli and tell him that the coaches want to function in a certain way. What do you make of that? It does seem that the coaches who have come forward and said that we want to apply for this position have made it clear that they want their way. And sadly in Indian cricket, that doesn't seem to be the way the captain wants things to be run.
Yes, that is something that I haven't been able to figure out. But the fact of the matter is that the very fact that they want to wait for Virat Kohli and have a chat with him tells you more than you should know. It tells you very clearly that, it may be, in a sense, posturing about the fact that they want to tell Virat Kohli. Maybe they want to sort of get his okay on it and get his sign-off on the coach, which is more important. Because as Sourav mentioned in that press conference, it's the players who have to, and the captain who has to take, and the coach who have to take Indian cricket forward. And they're just passing on the baton in terms of the name of the coach. But the fact is that ultimately, if the captain and coach can't work together, you know what has happened in the past. And, not only in the recent past, even in the earlier past, when some of these gentlemen were sitting, or players, and it upset the whole apple cart of Indian cricket. So it's better that they go with what the coach and the captain have in mind, and especially the captain's choice, because ultimately, that is where you get a sense of sanity in terms of the running of Indian cricket inside the ambit of a cricket ground. And sometimes that may be the best solution, and you have to leave aside your opinion and your vision and your decision-making power, and leave it to the captain to help assist in selecting the coach because of a comfort level and the confidence level.
Shishir, just a short while back, you were talking about the contenders, and Virender Sehwag and Ravi Shastri are supposed to be the front runners. If you look outside that, then you probably have the man with the best coaching credentials, and that is Tom Moody. But you get a sense now, and I want to take you up on what you said a short while back, that it does seem that Ravi Shastri is going to be the man who looks likeliest to get the job, considering that Virat Kohli has publicly asked for Ravi Shastri even last time.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And, let's not go into the merits of every individual, because every individual who's applied for the job will have strong merits. And,
but shouldn't that matter? Shouldn't that matter? Shouldn't we have the best coach for the job rather than the best man the captain can get along with?
Digvijay, you know better than me that at this stage does not matter at all. And it doesn't matter, because if the captain has a confidence in a certain individual, this whole process seems a little wasted for me. It would have been prudent and sensible for this, if the selectors were, or the men sitting to decide were to go with the captain, then, going through this process would mean, just a waste of time and administrative hours in terms of, interviewing people. The fact is that each one has credentials, and they are all qualified, including my friend Laxman He's got great credentials. But the point is that, if you're looking at a man of stature and man who has the confidence of the players and the team, then why do you have to go through this process? I think it's, a little bit of a stalemate in terms of going through the process when you know within your mind and your heart and the captain's okay that there is one man for the job, and you know let's not waste time and you know get down to the reality of Indian cricket.
Yes.
It is pick Ravi Shastri if the captains and the players have the confidence in him.
Yes, so if the captain wants Ravi Shastri, Shishir Hattangadi says, then the BCCI should appoint Shishir Hattangadi's very good friend and Mumbai teammate, Ravi Shastri. That's it then from me. Shishir Hattangadi will be back at 7:30 to look at this in much more detail. The news coming in from Mumbai is that the Cricket Advisory Committee has delayed the appointment of the next Indian coach. They're going to go and talk to the captain Virat Kohli and tell him it's your pick. For more news, it's over to my colleague.